Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of the show. Today, it's one of those episodes, I completed a run, or I completed a series episodes, and I'm happy to report that I finally completed my Champions run, issues 1 through 17. Of course, the Champions, a Marvel Comics team created by Tony Isabella and Don Heck in 1975. It's interesting when you go and read like the early concepts of the Champions, and I think the original intent was to have it be a little bit of a different team than it actually wound up being. I think it was always going to be Angel from the X-Men, but I think they wanted Black Goliath to be part of the team. But at the same time, Marvel decided that Black Goliath was going to get his own run, which didn't last all that long at all. Maybe it would have been better to put him in with the Champions. And eventually they decided to also throw Iceman into the mix, right? So you got two X-Men, Iceman and Angel. They also then settled on Black Widow, Hercules, and the Ghost Rider. Kind of a strange mixing, blending of heroes here. Other characters that were considered for the team, also Luke Cage, Power Man, Son of Satan was also considered. I think they were also thinking of Captain Marvel as well. I don't know. I think no matter how you slice it, it's a weird combination of characters, but kind of worked. Unfortunately, it only lasted 17 issues. It went to 1977, so about a 2-year run. But I think, as with a lot of titles starting in the mid-late 70s with Marvel, they couldn't keep a consistent writing and artist team going. A lot of different artists working for the book, and ultimately, I think they just kind of ran out of ideas, and sales weren't all that good. They just didn't make enough of a compelling combination. But, looking back all these years later, like I said, I still think it's a weird mix of heroes, but I think it oddly works, sort of. But, again, let's throw a bunch of characters in together that maybe don't have a lot going on their own, right? So you can make the case that, and I'll show you issue number 1 here in a second. So here's issue number 1. You can make the case that Hercules, I love the Hercules character, and he's one of those guys that no matter where they put him, he seemed to work out well. Maybe they never felt that he was a draw enough to have his own long-term comic, right? Because he did have short little series and whatnot, but they never really lasted. But, let's throw him in with Thor. Let's put him in the Avengers for a while. Let's have him fight this character, that character, that character. And then eventually let's throw him in with the Champions. He would go back to the Avengers multiple times, but you got Black Widow, right, who spent some time with the Avengers as well, with Daredevil. You got the two X-Men here, right, which, in the mid-70s, the X-Men comic hadn't really hit its stride yet, but was very soon to do so. Ghost Rider, though, had a pretty good run on his own, in his own comic. But again, by like the mid-70s or so, maybe the heyday of the classic Ghost Rider stuff kind of maybe fizzled out a little bit. So, why not bring them all together? Sure, not that bad of an idea. So here we've got the first issue, like I said, Gil Kane art on this particular one. Cool cover, great cover, I might add. And then over on issue 2, we've got, of course, let's bring in Pluto. Because, of course, the big heavy in this team is Hercules. And, of course, he's got a long history with Pluto, the god of hell. So why not have my comrades help me out here in this big battle for issue number 2. Issue number 3, again, we're still in Olympus. We got Zeus and Pluto and, all sorts of mayhem going on. Pretty cool covers on here. And like I said, these are action-packed, which is very cool. Here you've got issue number 4. You got the team looking like they're falling apart. This always happens, right? In every team comic, right? You've got at least one issue where something's going on and they all wind up fighting each other, because that's just the way it goes. Issue number 5. Got them battling Rampage. Issue number 6, which is a Jack Kirby cover. Rampage once again. This is a Kirby cover, but this is around that time where Kirby came back to Marvel after being with DC for a number of years, and his work was not quite as good as it was in the past. So if you look really carefully, you can see it's like Black Widow looks kind of weird. Hercules looks kind of strange as well. Not terrible, of course, but we've seen Kirby better. Here we've got them fighting the Griffin. This is a pretty cool issue. All right. The Griffin, of course, brings along friends, which if you open up, you'll find out. And then issue number 8. I'm trying to think of who was another Gil Kane cover, possibly. No, actually, this looks like... Yeah, it might be Gil Kane. Issue number 9. Because, let's put the team up against Darkstar, Titanium Man, and the Crimson Dynamo. Again, I don't know, Hercules looks terrible on this cover. I think Titanium Man and the Crimson Dynamo look pretty good. Titanium Man especially looks really good. Black Widow looks good, but Hercules almost looks like Frank Robbins drew Herc there, but it's probably Gil Kane. But yeah, he's just, arms way too skinny. It's very bizarre. That's a cool battle there. Here you've got, again, another fight breaks out between them. So here we got Ghost Rider and Hercules having issues with each other. I've had this one. I bought this one off the rack. Issue number 10, I've had that forever. Some of these I've had a long time. Issue number 11, I've also had. I bought this off the rack. So here, let's bring in Black Goliath, right? Because, of course, by this point in time, the Black Goliath series had already ended. So we got to find something for him to do. So why don't we throw him in with the champions here, because that's where we originally wanted him. Here, this is a cool one. Just got this one, issue number 12. This is The Stranger, using the power of the Soul Gem. Great cover there. I like that a lot. Issue number 13. Another cool battle cover. And then issue number 14, and we actually don't have, I think this is the only one without Hercules on the cover. It might be. Here, going up against Swarm. And then issue number 15. Continue on with the Swarm story. There's Herc. There's Herc. There's Angel, Iceman, Black Widow. No Ghost Rider on that one. So it's interesting how on some of these we don't have the full team. Here we have them fighting Magneto for issue number 16. Of course, there's the Beast helping out. And so only I can save the world from Doctor Doom. So here we got Doctor Doom entering the fray in the storyline. And here we've got the last issue, the Sentinels. And I believe this story finishes up somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where. But here we got all the team members on the cover. So interesting here. So here we got all the team members on the cover. Here we have everybody but Angel, right? And then here we've got everybody but Ghost Rider. Here we've got, only have Black Widow and Ghost Rider. Here we're missing Ghost Rider and Iceman on this one. And here we're missing Ghost Rider and Iceman also. And we're missing Ghost Rider and Angel on this particular one. Black Widow and Iceman, not featured on that one. We only have Black Widow and Herc on that one. Here we're missing, everybody's on this cover. We got everybody on this one. I like when they fit everybody on there. Here we're missing Ghost Rider. Seems like Ghost Rider's the guy who's missing most, but I guess you got to fit him in and the motorcycle. There's no Ghost Rider on this one either. Here we got everybody because, of course, they're all battling it out. And it looks like we got everybody here except for, I don't think I see it. There's no Angel on this cover. Number 2, we got the whole team. And, of course, the first issue, we got the whole team. So, yeah, good stuff. Pretty decent storylines. A couple issues kind of bleed into the next. But for the most part, it's fun. Will this go down as one of the great Marvel teams of all time? Certainly not, but it's actually pretty good. I would say, obviously the Avengers and the Fantastic Four really can't be beat as far as like the greatest Marvel teams of all time. Defenders probably comes up pretty close. X-Men comes up pretty close. I would say the Champions aren't too far behind, the Defenders. Certainly the Champions didn't last nearly as long. Defenders went a lot longer than that. But, we're talking like the original teams here. So, but yeah, good stuff. And, I completed them all. Completed the whole run. So that's my run of the Champions. Let us know what you think of the Champions down in the comments below, as well as, any other series that you've completed of late. It's always good to complete a run, right? It's always reason to celebrate. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to the Sea of Tranquility merch page if you want to get yourself a comic book easers, t-shirt or coffee mug, or maybe some Sea of Tranquility stuff as well. So thanks for watching everybody here on Comic Book Users. More stuff to come. I am Pete Bardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.